All right, let's jump to this first story. We got this one from Timcast.com. Twitter files. Executives acknowledged Trump did not violate terms of service. Proposed, quote, coded incitement to further violence stipulation. It was really amazing. When you read Twitter's public announcement as to why they banned Trump, they say it's all assumptive language like further incitement and additional violations will mean, and they say all of that because they never once say Trump did break the rules. But now we have the internal communications themselves. Take a look at this. Some dissenters in Twitter, albeit one, saying maybe because I'm from China, he says, I deeply understand how censorship can destroy public conversations. But let's jump right to it. You have this Annika Navaroli, who says that they assessed Donald Trump's tweet and found there is no violation of our policies at this time. Now, that's interesting because this woman later went on to testify for the January 6th committee that she was trying to warn Twitter that they had to do something about this. Take a look at this. Twitter employees on the scaled enforcement team suggest that Trump's tweet may have violated Twitter's glorification of violence policy. Oh, here we go. There's Vijaya Gade. Less than 90 minutes after Twitter employees had determined that Trump's tweets were not in violation of the policy, Vijaya Gade, Twitter's head of legal policy and trust, asked whether it could in fact be coded incitement to further violence. They knew, and get this, when you go through these messages, the amazing thing is you can see them lying, and basically they might as well be saying, guys, make up a reason to ban Trump and get it to me. It's got to make sense. Is basically what they're saying. On January 6th, Trump said, no violence. He tweeted out, no violence, we're the party of law and order. On January 8th, he said, 75 million American patriots who voted for me, your voices will be heard. And then he tweeted again, I will not be going to the inauguration. They twist themselves into knots to claim that because he said American patriots, he was referring to rioters on January 6th. Because he said, I will not be there, he was actually saying, you have the go ahead to attack because I won't be there, therefore I'll be safe. And then Twitter employees said that Donald Trump is now viewed like the head of a terrorist organization, no different than Hitler or the Christchurch shooter. Therefore, he must be banned.
How insane of a concept is that? That Donald Trump, regardless of how anyone feels about Donald Trump and the things that he said, the idea that Donald Trump is as bad as Hitler, I can't take that seriously. I can't imagine how you sit with someone and say, all right, you said that, and now other things that come out of your mouth, I have to make believe that they're serious too. I can't even. Yeah. I can't. It's so ridiculous.
People are detached from what Hitler was really like. He was like a war veteran, broken brain. I think was it Serge maybe was telling me he lost a bunch of his friends in the trench. He went out to run a mission. When he came back, they were all dead.
Yeah, nerve gas damage, a whole bunch of drugs, a whole bunch of methamphetamine. Yeah. There's a big difference between Donald Trump and his Diet Cokes and McDonald's. Now again, I'm not the biggest fan of Donald Trump, but the man was actively calling for peace, telling people on Twitter like, hey, doing the opposite of what they accuse him of. So for them to construe American patriots as some kind of coded incitement is absolutely derangement type thinking that is nonsensical. That is, as you said, insane. These people are absolutely crazy. They lost their marbles. They lost the plot. They don't know what's going on here. And they will think of any reason just to punish any kind of political speech that they don't like because it triggers them and it activates this kind of fight or flight instincts in them that scares the crap out of them.
It's a ball drop by administration at Twitter because you get, as an administrator, I know this firsthand doing it at Minds, you get you faced with the decision. I have to do either what I want to happen or what is right. And often what you want is not what is right. So you have to do what's right and you don't get what you want out of it.
But here's my question, because I genuinely don't understand, how is there a difference between the two? In my perspective, I don't want anything from any of these people. If I was a moderator on these platforms, you've got the Krasensteins are back on Twitter. So
thank God.
Well, I mean, I got to be honest. Their return tweet was actually really funny. Did you see it?
Well, I didn't, but I know that they're lol cows, and I want that sweet milk.
Yeah. So the Krasensteins were huge Trump reply guys.
Yes.
They got banned, and I believe they got banned for under false pretenses. And then when they came back, I mean, they did the whole thing where I think Don Jr. Blocked one of them, so he was like free speech in quotes, and I'm like, oh, these are the kind of guys there. But they posted the ambiguously gay duo from SNL, and it said the Krasenstein brothers return to Twitter to hunt the ghost of Donald Trump. I was like, that's actually really good. That's a good one.
Back in before they got banned, I thought that the ambiguously gay duo was something that was associated with them regularly.
Yeah. They made a meme. They made a good meme.
It's perfect.
If the world wasn't in such dire straits of starvation and like falling apart with no electricity and disease and stuff, this would be really funny. I would be loving all this Twitter drama. It's so hilarious because I really love all these people from all sides. It's just enjoyable to watch everybody go at it if the stakes weren't so high.
Well, so here's my view, I suppose. They're on the platform. They're back. They should have never been taken off, despite the fact that I'm going to argue with them. For me, doing what right is doing right by the users, by people and their human rights is what I would want. It's strange to me, but I get it, I guess. People it's strange, as you mentioned it, Ian, that there would be someone sitting there saying, I know the right thing to do would be let this person speak, but I hate them, so I'm going to remove them. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I'd have situations where I was like, I agree with these politics, but the right thing to do is put it in the politics bucket because it's politics, even though I want it to be on the front page and everyone to believe what I believe. So I'd have to choose to do what was right.
When you need to stretch interpretations and make up things that aren't there to justify you shutting down a political voice, maybe you're the bad guy. Maybe that's when you should kind of reconsider what you're doing here. But more interestingly, Donald Trump hasn't tweeted yet. He's been back on the platform for many days. And we talked about this before on the show. And I was like, hey, there's a big chance he won't actually be using the platform. Why isn't he? He has an opportunity here. And it looks like Elon Musk is taking his place when it comes to everyone, especially the corporate media, focusing and attacking him. Maybe that's one reason why. But he's still not back on the platform. He has an opportunity to reach so many people, to communicate with so many people. He's still not doing it.
But he already does, though. I mean, anytime he puts up a truth on Truth Social, they make their way to.
Is Roseanne
Twitter.
Barr on Truth Social?
What I'm saying is, anytime that Donald Trump puts a truth up, the truth makes its way over to Twitter. So it's literally advertising for truth.
Just think about the semantics. Puts a truth up.
Well, I know it's
crazy.
It's hard to articulate these things without sounding.
It's
ridiculous.
not the same. He's not talking to governors. He's not talking to politicians. He's not talking to celebrities. He's not firing back against the corporate media like he used to be. There used to be interactions that were extremely entertaining to watch, where he was able to shine with a lot of his character. Some people said that it was his Achilles heel. Some people said it was his greatest strength. But it was something that, of course, galvanized the conversation. There's none of that right now.
Yeah. I see what you're saying there.
You're right that Elon might be filling the void. I'm looking at his tweets. He had a tweet that had 1.2 million likes about Go Morocco, talking about football, soccer. He had, my pronouns are prosecute/Fauci, which got 1.1 million likes.
1.1 million likes.
He seems to have taken the role of the male, strong male that young Americans or young humans around Earth are looking for inspiration right now. It used to be Donald Trump.
That's one, but the corporate media and the establishment need a boogeyman that they go after, that they galvanize all behind, that make them responsible for all the wrongs in the world. And that person right now is Elon Musk.
Yes,
they're going after him with anything and everything they can.
Let me address the you mentioning about Donald Trump fighting back and all that stuff. I want to pull up this tweet from 2012. Trump tweeted, "The Coca-Cola company is not happy with me. That's okay. I'll still keep drinking that garbage."
Right?
All right, point made. Point made.
Take it back right now, Phil.
I take it back. That's freaking awesome.
Trump was.
That was his platform.
It was
still
fire.
Keep drinking that garbage.
It was fire.
It was. All right, I take it back.
Now he just goes on Truth Social and he's like, the rig 2020, and I'm just like,
it's like paragraph after paragraph of him complaining about 2020, and it's like,
that's
come on,
all Donald Trump does anymore, though. And I know I'm going to piss a lot of Donald Trump fans off. All Donald Trump does is whine anymore. He is just, even if he was like, everyone knows that all these bad things happened and it was taken from me and blah, 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 whatever his line is. Even if he said all that stuff and then said, but from here on out, we're going to focus on the future and yada, yada, yada. He'd be much more, he'd attract more voters. People are so tired of listening to him complain, because even people that were sympathetic to his his takes before. People like myself and like, Luke and people that at the very least.
I was more critical of him.
Well, but what I mean were sympathetic to the idea that there is a problem in Washington. Sympathetic to the idea that there is an establishment that needs someone pushing back against it. People that were sympathetic to that idea are tired of poor me. They're just over it.
Yeah.
And I think that they're right to be tired of it, because if his thing is just poor me, then he's not going to get anything done. He's not going to fix anything. He's not going to make anything better.
Absolutely.
Since Trump was reinstated, I can pull this tweet up, the actual tweet, not an image of it, where he said, "Federal judge throws out Stormy Daniel lawsuit. Great. Now I can go after Horseface and her third-rate lawyer in the great state of Texas. She will confirm the letter she signed. She knows nothing about me, a total con." He was the president.
Dude, that's a massive self-own. He paid to have sex with that woman. Why are you calling her a horseface? You paid for that.
A lot of money, too.
You dumb man.
He paid top dollar. That wasn't cheap.
Well, he likes horsey women, I guess.
If you don't like, why did you purchase that product? Seriously.
But as much as I can be like, I've been critical of Trump's, I guess, decorum in the past. He can be better. People kept saying this is exactly why they liked him, because he just say what he felt like saying. He just say it.
He was ridiculous, and that was the funny thing about him. But that was also the thing that made people hate him the most, and that was the thing that did align the establishment against him.
I think saying what you think is a valuable ability, but if what you think is evil, horrible, dirty things, then saying what you think is going to be bad. If it's good things, then saying what you think is going to be good.
I think you're right, but I think delivery has a lot to do with it, because there are plenty of people saying plenty terrible things in a very gentle way nowadays, and it's getting right by people.
Well, let's be honest. Donald Trump was funny. He was humorous, and he made us laugh about very serious issues. Some people he would push back on when they needed to be pushed back on, but when it came to establishment powers, he laughed at them, and that has its own presence that is missing.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.